DELFIRE Productions thrived internationally. I mean, real talk, we were unstoppable. And I found artists who were at the top of their game, artists that were on the circuit for a while, but they weren't just great singers, they were amazing performers. Those kind of performers who took it to the next level, with the costumes and the stage persona. They gave it their all. And I just sat back like, yeah, I was so excited, and because of the level and the quality of our shows, I was getting all kinds of requests like, hey, can y'all come over here? Or can you put a band together here? Or can you train this artist? Or what are you thinking? I had to start putting together bands like real fast and trying to find other musicians because we were booked, and I was like, I wanted to get that work. I wanted to create a circuit for us internationally. And I did, but it was hard because I had never done that level before because one, I was still on stage myself with them. But now to actually have to manage these artists, to negotiate for them, to take care of their housing, I was doing so much and it was overwhelming, but it was fun as hell because I realized how much I loved it. Sometimes artists don't get a chance to get everything that they're supposed to get taken care of because people are always thinking about the bottom line and the money. And I know, because I'm an artist, what artists need: the living situation, transportation, the things that we worry about, the things that affect the show, that if you don't have them in order, you're going to undermine the quality of the performance. And so I ain't play that shit. I made sure they had their own apartments. I made sure they had money for transportation. I took care of all the things that I myself would want to be taken care of so that I wouldn't have to worry about, especially living in a foreign country. I was asking these people to leave their home countries, to leave their security blankets, to come internationally to perform and put their faith and trust in me. So I had to make sure that I had them taken care of, and I did.
Hey, what's up? This is Lamarco, and I'm from New York City by ways of Los Angeles. I've had a great time thus far in Thailand. I'm working with DELFIRE Production. This has been a dope experience thus far. I've met a lot of great people. A chance to sing and do what I love 5 nights a week. Phoenyx Novelle as a manager, a breath of fresh air, especially in this industry where, communication can get lost in translation. And it feels good to know that my best interest as an artist is at the forefront of her mind. So, it's been a great experience. I've met a lot of great people, taste a lot of great food, sing a lot of great sights. It's just awesome. This condo is pretty dope. I definitely recommend you get locked in with DELFIRE in some capacity.
And it was awesome until the pandemic hit. I wasn't ready to go back to my hometown. I was ashamed because I wasn't very wise with my saving over the years. I wasn't really financially savvy. I just worked and I never thought about saving for a rainy day. Just wasn't in my vocabulary. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not mad at it. It was a lesson that I had to learn and I learned it the hard way. But because of that, I couldn't go back to Philly. I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I was reaching out to everybody else I knew all over the world. Like, hey, can I come and stay with you? Because there was no more work. The entertainment world was the first to go, because it wasn't essential. That was just entertainment. And COVID was spreading. It took off. And then the borders start closing. And I was really shit out of luck because I'm like, I know that the smart thing to do for me is to go back to where I have my citizenship, where nobody can kick me out of the country. Luckily, my homegirl Summer, she is also a singer that I met overseas. She happened to be living in LA. I had never been to LA before, never been to California, never even wanted to go to California. But she happened to live there. And she was like, listen, if you don't want to go back to Philly, you can come here. I got a room for you. I need a personal assistant. You down? And that's how I touched down here in Cali. I was kicking and screaming. I ain't had no money saved. I had to start pawning shit just to get enough money for food and stuff so that I wasn't going there begging and, completely empty handed. But luckily, there was a job waiting for me. And LA was pretty cool. It was nothing like you see on TV, definitely. But it was pretty cool. And there's no snowy season. And being somebody who's from Philly where they have 4 seasons, I don't want no snow. So I was definitely happy to be somewhere where the weather was nice. And I know I'm a grown ass woman. I ain't got no kids. I ain't got no properties or anything where I have to, spend all this money and shit. But I just wanted to go back home and just kind of show everybody that I made it, if you will. And my sister Jennifer was kind of like, when I finally did go back home to Philly and touch down, she made it a point to tell me, she said, listen, money comes and goes, but nobody can take your experiences away from you. You traveled the world, you saw all these great things, you have all this knowledge, new information, that's valuable. And so she helped me kind of, reframe my mentality on the fact that I actually did have something to show for being away from home for so long.